What's going on, y'all? Bill Workz here. So, I have been asked a lot of questions about what strobe system did I choose to invest in and why, and how I felt about my decision. So when I first started looking, I know one of the things that I had a big emphasis on was being mobile. I didn't want something that I needed to necessarily pull a generator out for or carry this huge battery pack or things of that nature. I wanted something that was as light as possible, as easy to set up as possible, and obviously something that functioned on a high level. So I started looking around and tripped across a company called Godox. And the weird thing about Godox is they make a lot of high quality stuff, but the way their business is set up, you'll have, let's say, a flash that's a Godox 850 or whatever the case may be. And then, you might have that same flash with a totally different name that's sold by Adorama or something. And Godox is a Chinese manufacturer in China. I love the Chinese. They make quality stuff for very, very reasonable prices. So with that being said, it took me a while to kind of figure out the naming convention, and the first light that I looked at, I know I wanted to get a flash, because the flash that I had was not reliable. I did a wedding or two with it, and I came to the realization that it was not reliable. So I wanted something that was reliable. Also, I wanted something that was TTL, and I also wanted something that was capable of high-speed sync. So anyway, I wanted something that had high-speed sync functionality, that was reliable. So after looking around for a little bit, I tripped over Godox, and I actually purchased, my first flash was the V860C, C is for Canon. So high-speed sync, also, it's another thing that was a game changer for me. Lithium-ion battery, rechargeable, so all of that, AA, AAA crap, that's a thing of the past for me. I'm done with that. So I was very happy with this. And then I moved on and brought some modifiers and started experimenting with that. Also, when I brought this, to trigger this off camera, I also brought this, which is their 43 megahertz trigger. This does not do high-speed sync, which I found out later, unfortunately. So it's no big deal. I kept it as a backup. I mean, it's very high quality. It does work. It just doesn't do high-speed sync. So that brought me to the next thing I purchased, which is the Godox Trigger X1T, excuse me. This does do high-speed sync. It has a neat little interface. It allows you to control the power, which is very good, of your flashes off camera, whether they're the strobes or mid flashes like this. So I got this, very happy with that, and realized that I needed more lights. So I wanted something stronger, something that could possibly overpower the sun for outdoor photography. Then that prompted me to buy this little bad boy, which I love. This is the Wistro 80, and I might have said that wrong, but it's the 8362 for Canon. This does high speed TTL. Also, this does do TTL. It does have a hot shoe mount as well. I just took it off because I'm never going to put this big ass thing on my camera, on top of my camera. But it's nice to have that if I actually needed that in a pinch. So this is 300 watts of power. Beautiful, beautiful light. very well constructed. Godox has amazing accessories for it. It's just a great light. I have no complaints. I've used it for a while now. It's powered by this little guy right here, this battery pack. And I've actually dropped this a few times and it's still in great condition, except for that. You can see that I tried to take that's just there for whatever. But it's a latch that kind of popped off, but it doesn't matter. And if I needed to actually replace this, I can replace this top part without actually buying the battery, which is good to go. This is cheap. I think it might be like $50, $60. But so this powers this. So this essentially is about a power pack, and I said I didn't really want big power packs, but this is not big. This is small. I can hang this off my shoulder. If I had really big pockets, I can stick it in my pockets, which probably wouldn't make sense. But I could do that if I wanted to.
That's not a Cormier Williams, is it?
Yes.
Oh, okay, I didn't see it. So you have your day.
You too. Interrupters. Sorry about that. I order stuff all the time. That was the mailman making a delivery. This is a shirt that I ordered. I'm not going to get into what the shirt says. I brought a beauty dish along with this that fits specifically on top of this light. It slides in the same way this metal protector does. It was cool. I think it was like 16 or 18, maybe even 12-inch beauty dish. Did a lot of my stuff early on with it. And I progressed. I got some other stuff. Got some strip bangs. I got a 24-inch beauty dish. I got 4-foot octabox. Got some umbrellas. I'll probably do a video about that stuff later. But the most important thing, I wanted to talk about this light. I wanted to talk about Godox. I wanted to talk about this equipment. It's great. This is 2.4 gigahertz, which means that I can get quite a distance away from the actual light and it would trigger. I mean, like I can get really far if I wanted to. So if I was shooting with a really long lens and I was going to go into Photoshop and I would, paint out the light or the assistant holding light or thing, you can do a lot of stuff. If I want to put a light behind a wall, in a doorway or an alleyway or underneath something, on top of something, I can control the light, the power. I can control whether it's TTL. I can control whether it's high-speed sync. This light, I actually don't have to worry about it being in high-speed sync mode. Once I go above 250 of a second on my camera, it automatically kicks into HSS. Beautiful. This light, on the other hand, it comes with in order to communicate with this, it comes with a little receiver that you plug in there, if you can see that, which is in some cases limited on that front, but it does receive the signal. It does not automatically kick into high-speed sync mode. You have to manually go to the actual speed light and hit the little button that says high-speed sync HSS. So, brought that, was happy with that. And, now I got the bug. I got the Godox bug. And I'm like, man, I gotta get more stuff. So, I know I need more lights. So I brought the V862C, right? So this is the V861, which is 860. This is the 2. The difference between this and this, I think that this is a little bit more powerful. I just, using them together in my strip banks, I notice I always have to kind of bring this down just a smidgen to match the power output of this, but they both work great. This actually has the 2.4 gigahertz receiver built in. So I don't have to add anything, although it still has a slot if I want it, and it's also lithium-ion battery. So I don't deal with those AA's and AAA's. God bless you if you're still doing it. So I got my trigger. I got my backlights or my strip lights. I have my main light, which also can, because it's 360 watt seconds, of power, this can come very close to overpowering the sun when in high speed sync mode. You can also use, if you don't have a light that can operate in HSS, you can also use a variable ND or ND filter, and that will help you bring the ambient light down so that you can, expose the way you need to expose. It's the benefit of high speed sync. You can get blown out background, very milky background with bokeh, what they call it, and complete daylight. You don't have to wait for night, you don't have to wait for low light conditions. You can shoot at f1.4, 1.2, 1.8, 2.8, whatever the case may be, and have proper exposure with high speed sync. I didn't really plan on doing this today, I just was spontaneous, so I got a lot of instructions. That's our Sims to do, he's probably gonna call right back. So, got that out of the way, we were trying to get through this quickly before he calls back, and I'm gonna have to stop, and obviously Roxy's just getting in the way. So, my latest purchase, because I wanted more power. I can overpower the sun, but I wanted more wiggle room. And I wanted something that if I shot a group of people, it could cover them no problem. I just wanted more power, more flexibility. So, that brings in this little bad boy. Still Godox. I love this system. I'm staying with them until something comes out that in my opinion, is better than for the price. So, I brought this bad boy. This is the Godox AD600 BM, which is Bowens mount. That's my modifiers are all Bowens mount. I like Bowens. It doesn't really matter what you do. I prefer Bowens, but you can do whatever. So once again, first rule on my list, it has to be portable. I don't want a power pack. I don't want to have to carry nothing big around. I definitely don't want a generator. You have to get permits for certain generators, and it just brings a lot of attention when you're in certain situations. So, I got this bad boy right here. So this is the AD600. So I can get this out the bag. And I just got it a few days ago. I haven't really played with it once just to make sure it's working out and send it back. It's no defect. So, this is a beast. It's just a beast. You got 600 watts of power. There's your bulb. 600 watts of high-speed sync, portable, Bowens mount, triggerable, if that's a word, right? Because this has the built-in 2.4 gigahertz receiver, which this will then trigger, and it also still controls the power, still controls most of the settings. This is amazing. I haven't used it yet on the shoot. I just played around with it to make sure it works, but it's amazing. Rechargeable battery. No carrying around battery packs. Now it is heavy. It is heavy. This, right? So quickly, the bulb, and I'm not gonna, you don't want to touch the bulb with your bare hands and put oil in it. It can destroy the bulb. The bulb comes out. Right, so easy to replace. I think they're like $100 to replace the bulb. That's pretty cheap. It might be less than that. So when the bulb comes out, you take this guy and you plug them in to that attachment where the bulb interfaces with the actual light. So this goes into that slot, and then the bulb goes here. This is the same connection that is on the 600 for the actual lamp where the bulb connects. So now this is light as compared to this. I mean, I can knock somebody out with that. This is light. So what this means is that I can put this on a stand with no problem outside, because you don't want to put this on a stand outside unless you have an assistant. Well, obviously you want to have an assistant. That's the best way to go. But say even with the assistant, she or he is going to be struggling to hold that up if it's a windy day. It's just too much weight, and the chances that if you put a big modifier, God forbid, you put a umbrella on it, the umbrella is just going to catch the wind like it's a sail, and it's going to, the umbrella might snap, your light stand might snap. I've seen it happen. So you don't want to take that chance. What you want to do in a situation like this, where you're working as a professional, this is for professionals, you want to have something that's flexible, like this. That I think there are other not modifiers, but light systems like L and B. I think they're lighter. Never really touched them, wasn't interested in them because the models I looked at didn't have portable batteries. They just didn't have rechargeable batteries, and I just wasn't interested. Even though a lot of pros use them, I think they're light. Never touched one, so I don't know. This is not light, but this is. This solves my problem in relationship to the weight distribution. Also, with purchasing this, after I bought this, I went ahead and got this. Nice little bag that they developed, Godox developed, which holds this light in it, and then you connect this to the light, which is in the bag, and it kind of, goes in like that. Boom. Well constructed. Also has the little, I forgot what it's called, with the thingy, so shoulder strap. So now this turns my 600 watt portable light into a counterbalance in addition to whatever else weight I have on my light stand. But this can now hang off of the light stand, provide additional weight, which will help stabilize the light in windy conditions or just in general. Because you don't want, this is not expensive by comparison. It's not like it's Pro Photo, which is for the same or similar functionality, you're talking about $2,000 to start. I paid $550 for this. Like, come on. I do my research and I do it for a reason, because it's not that I'm cheap. I don't see the point in spending more and getting the same or just about the same functionality. That makes no sense to me. I will spend more if I get more, but this is giving me everything I need for less. Like literally everything. I can't even honestly say that I need 800 watts. Like, why would I need that? I'm pretty sure there are situations where you would need it because there are 1,000 watts lights out there, and I think they go higher than that. Not quite sure why I would need it with my style of shooter, the things that I like to do. So I'm perfectly happy. Will I buy some more lights? I might buy another, you can never have too many of these. These are relatively cheap. I think this was like $200, right? $200, rechargeable battery, high-speed sync. If you get a Canon light like this, and don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure you're going to be somewhere around $450, $500, $350 for a light that's not even doing half of what this is doing just because it's Canon, So that's a real quick look, and I might, with this video, I haven't shot any photos with this. I just got this like literally like I want to say Saturday, right? So today is Monday. I haven't really shot anything with it. I'm setting some stuff up with a couple models. But I will, in this video, post photos that I shot with this guy, right? This is beautiful. And this is way lighter than this. It's probably about the same weight as this. But, so I probably will show some photos in this video that I've shot with this. I shot a lot of beauty stuff. I ain't gonna say a lot. And to be honest with you guys, I've been doing a few weddings here and there. I was mainly a video director, editor, and I decided to dab into photography, and I haven't looked back. I'm happy I did so. So I don't have a huge portfolio when it comes to photography. I did some event stuff and, artists rapping and stuff like that on stage. The regular mundane lane stuff that I just got tired of and I didn't want to do it anymore. Wanted to get into the pro level stuff. portrait, commercial, wedding can be considered pro, but I wanted to be able to be as creative as possible. And also, the money is better in commercial photography. Also, gotta take that into account. If you're spending money investing, you gotta figure out how you're gonna get that back. But what I can tell you, these lights work great. These lights work fantastic. I am satisfied. I'm not saying that as an amateur because I'm not. I've created some stunning images, and all using these lights. Obviously, I got modifiers. I don't know, you can't see it, but I got 2 huge ass strip banks right here. And then I got my 4-footers in the room, in the other room. And I got my 24-inch, which I love, very compact, easy to open. That's in the bag, ready to go. Let me show you. So this is, and I'm probably going to be out of focus and throwing in between the lights. This is one of my strip banks, right? Got a grid on it, and this is, once again, it's on a very cheap stand. The stand doesn't have to be, I only put a flash on it, so it doesn't have to hold a lot of weight on this. So I use these stands specifically for these. So if anybody knows anything about grids, then you know that it helps to control the light spill. So that's what this is there for. I can remove these if I want. But yeah, so Godox, gotta love them. Yeah, so let me put this back. So this is the 8600, and the model number on this is the H600B. So the B is Boeing. If you're looking for high quality, right? High quality, professional, right? Strobe lighting system, I would say look into Godox. Profoto is out there. They're way more expensive. They offer the same features. You might get a little bit more out of them, but you're going to pay for it. Alien B is out there. I don't even think they have, they might right now because Godox is pushing the envelope. They're making everybody stand up and take notice. So they might now have something that is high speed sync, right? That's TTL. But when I was looking, last year, don't quote me on this, but I believe at the time that I was looking, when I first made my first purchase for a light, there was no high-speed sync light available also with a TTL option. So that's through the lens. That just means that it would give you calculated, the camera will do the calculations for you and set your exposure for you. You don't have to fumble around. So in essence, it makes your photography quicker. For me, I never use that stuff. Like I got it on this, and for some reason, I'm like, ooh, I gotta have it. This was the first one I bought. I still got a gel hanging on it from one of my shoots. But I gotta have the TTL. I don't use it. Some people might swear by it, they want to use it. I don't use it for a few reasons. Number one, the style of shoots I do are more on the creative side. A light is not going to tell me, the TTL is not going to tell me where to place the light, or it might tell me what it thinks a proper exposure is, but that's based on its technical design or the information it's been given in the manufacturing stage of what a proper exposure is. I might be doing some low key or high key, or I might be doing some edge lighting, or it's like, I guess I can use TTL and it would get me the ballpark that I can figure out from there. But I've gotten so quick with, doing a lot of stuff with this and not using the TTL function that is in this that I don't even think about it. I just set it up, and I advise anybody who's just learning, don't worry about TTL. TTL is something that is designed to be convenient. It's not designed to be, in my opinion, to be the end-all be-all, because it will not get it right all the time. And that brings me to another point. If you do a lot of weddings and you do a lot of stuff where you're shooting a lot of images, you probably, in certain situations or a lot of situations, you probably would not want to use TTL. The reason being is because The moment the lighting conditions, the ambient light or whatever the case may be changes even slightly, that TTL through the lens information that the camera shoots out and reads back and then communicates with the flash is going to change. And then the output from the light that's triggered by the camera will change. You'll get stronger, brighter, darker, blown out, whatever the case may be. So if you're doing a wedding and you got 600 photos and you want to batch edit them and they're all shot in the same location, same lighting situation, so you think, and you use TTL, you're going to be mad because you're going to end up having to go through and adjust some, quite a few images individually anyway. But I'm really excited about this. Like I haven't even, this is so new, I haven't even taken the little sticky thing off. You know, has a little, that's the release for the bones mount. It's solid. I mean, I don't destroy my equipment, so I don't really talk about like, yeah, it can take a beating. But I think it can take a decent, I mean, it's heavy. If it falls from a height, I think it's done. If it's high. But if it's just on a regular stand, I don't plan on it falling, but if it did take a little tumble or, fell out the car or dropped it in the bag by accident, I think I can pick it up. As long as I got the protector on the ball and keep it moving. I would like them to make a metal protector like they did this. Maybe it's out there, I just didn't look for it, but this is plastic. I would like to see this to be metal. That would be good because that I know would crack. That is plastic and I know that would crack. In conclusion, the Godox system is fabulous. They offer other lights other than this. They also offer some continuous lights. I was gonna pull a trigger and get one, but I'm probably gonna wait because I still do music videos. Just haven't been focused on it for like the last year or whatever. But so I might pull a trigger and get one of those. It really just depends on the wattage. I'm just used to high wattage stuff now, and I'm not trying to do, who has the money to buy a 4K light or, God forbid, an 8K and all that stuff. That's like ridiculous. Like you just gonna rent that, and then who wants to pull a generator out every time? So they do have a light that's similar to this, that's continuous, but it's only 60 watts, I think, maybe. And they have one that's 100, but that one is more power. Well, obviously it's 100 watts, but it's more cumbersome because you have to, it's not battery, it's a wire, it's hardwired, which is disappointing. I wish they would do something. I have seen something that was like, I think 250 watts, which is interesting, brings me closer to this, right? Which 360 allows me to get very close to overpowering the sun, so I'm imagining that I can, if I was shooting at 1/8,000 of a second, that would be interesting. Or if I was shooting at a high shutter speed and I added a variable ND, that I could get there to the same place, regardless of exposure. But they're great. They have other solutions. They also have some wired stuff. I'm just not into that. I'm just not into it. I want to be mobile. I want to, go outside and just shoot. Who wants to carry a whole bunch of batteries around, or a generator, or, worried about where you're going to plug your wires, where's your power source. I just want to shoot. I want to be free. I don't want limitations. And this brings me as close as I can get right now for the money. Now, granted, there's other solutions out there, I'm pretty sure, that are doing some different things, but they're more than likely way more expensive. If you think I'm lying, check out Pro Photo. Ridiculously expensive. Not to say that they're bad, they're just expensive. So, if you need high quality gear, as far as lights, they even make LEDs, but if you're dealing with flashes or strobes, look at Godox. You're gonna save some money. Crying out loud, if I needed a strobe, a 600 watt strobe, and take this into consideration, and I was looking at this versus the Pro Photo I think B1, B2, right? I think you're talking 15 to 2000. This was 550. So I know that I can get 100 mil macro, I think 2.8 lens for, I want to say $500-600. So if I had that budget of 2,000 just for light, really the smart thing to do would be to get this for 550. And you know, maybe you got that lens or not, but I don't have that lens, so I would have got this for 550. Brought that lens for another 600. That would have brought me, you know, roughly at what, 1150, under $1,200. I still had $2,000, so I would have roughly, you know, what, $800, somewhere in that range. We're not even counting tax, but the tax is minimum. But I can still buy, you know, light stands and other things, more modifiers, another lens. You know, so that's how I think. What can I do with it? And do I need to spend more money to do the same thing? I'm probably gonna buy another one of these just to have them. I wanna have 3 of these, 3 speed lights, and then I still have this, which works beautiful. And then, you know, I had to top it off with this. So, one of these from Canon would have been the price of this. Think about that for a second. One of these, right? I don't even know how many watts this is. Maybe 60. I don't know. Would have been the price of this. Makes absolutely no sense. Unless you're just a Canon fanboy, and I shoot Canon. You know, don't get it twisted. I like Canon's color science and been, you know, shooting Canon for years. But that doesn't mean I'm stupid and I'm just gonna throw my money at you because you put a name on it. It's all about functionality, quality, and at the end of the day, does it give me the results that I need? If the answer is yes, yes, and yes, and the price is cheaper, it doesn't take a genius to figure out which is the right move. So, do your homework. Took me a while to find them. I found them, and now we're married. We're not going anywhere. I love you, Godox. Me and you, baby. Forever. We're not going nowhere. Unless somebody comes out with something better and cheaper, you know. If it's another hot lady on the block and she's giving it up for the low, I'm all on it. This is not a review. I probably will do a review once I've shot with this. And I also probably will talk about my modifiers and show you guys a little bit more about those and maybe my lens choice based on what style of shoot I'm doing. We can get into that, all of that. I just really wanted to talk about this because I think this is phenomenal, especially for the price. So with that being said, I appreciate you guys for sitting here listening to this and hitting me up in the inbox. Keep inboxing me, asking me questions. I do my best to answer. Don't know it all, but I know enough to be consistent and to be considered knowledgeable. With that in mind, y'all have a blessed day. Bill Workz out. Peace. Don't look at me, Roxy. You already ruined my shot. I'm gonna act like you ain't even here. Come on. So she wants some love. And then I'll say peace. Roxy says, one love, baby. One love.